GovWin starts out about $6,000 a year for a subscription to that. And GovTribe, you'll see it's a lot less to get started in here. I think it's like $400 a year. So pretty big difference. But I wanted to tell you how I use it and how I find the most value. Just one person out there doing what you're doing. So with GovWin, I find it really helpful for doing proactive research into opportunities that I want to pursue. So filling up the pipeline, things like that. And frankly, one of the biggest problems with GovWin is everybody has it. And so if you try to talk with people and team up, they're often saying, "What's your GovWin number?" You know, this code 1115555 or something. And so there's this whole peer pressure almost to use it. But GovTribe is the number one place I go, or let me rephrase it. It's the number one result when I go to Google and I try to search something. If I drop in a opportunity ID, or I'm looking for an IDIQ contract vehicle, whatever it is, whatever I type into Google, almost always GovTribe is in the first, 2 or 3 results, if not the first 10 consistently. And I like that. I'm able to pop in and I see some quick information. I get the facts that I need. That's the thing I really love. For some reason, they're constantly updating their data in a way that I can see when a core or contract specialist or contracting officer is coming off a particular contract as the primary point of contact, and somebody else is replacing them. And here's their name and phone number and email. So GovTribe does a great job on that. So from my perspective, they're very handy on finding out about existing opportunities or existing contracts that I might want to pursue. You can think about it from the expiring standpoint. I'm sure they have a ton more, but I don't subscribe to them. I will tell you this, though. I also don't subscribe to GovWin. I use it with other people as they're doing some of their research. But if I was going to pick either one of these, the first one I would recommend for you and the first one I would do for myself is GovTribe, because the cost is so much lower and I get a lot of the basic results that I'm looking for. One of the things that's really important to remember when you're looking at any solution, and frankly, it doesn't matter whether you're looking at a car for the problem of needing to drive or a subscription like this, make sure you're not distracted by all the extra features that they talk about. What do you really need? And in government contracting, sales is about business development, understanding an agency and identifying opportunities, and capture, which is about pursuing an opportunity. Both of those are best done one-to-one, you to the customer, you to the buyer, anybody in that acquisition lifecycle. You are not going to win contracts through GovTribe or Deltek or anybody else's contract or tool that's out there. So the tools are handy, and there's a lot of other tools that people have. And but it's first and foremost, it's really important to remember that you need to be doing your own capture activities and not depend on these tools, because these tools everybody has access to. But when you knock on the door and have a meeting with a particular acquisition, somebody in the acquisition life cycle, you're going to be the only person with that information, or at least the answers to the questions in the way that you ask it if you do proper call planning. So anyways, coming back to GovTribe, though, they are really good from a perspective of getting that information. And at $40 a month, that is nothing for what you want to do. But let me pause, though, and come back to my overall recommendation. You should not be looking at any of these tools. I say if you're making $5 million or less, you should be subcontracting, identifying teams to get on, generally with small businesses in that $5 to $25 million range. It's perfect. As you develop your experience in federal government contracting, as you develop your core competency around what the federal buyers look for. So in that range. But if you're making less than $1 million, absolutely don't subscribe to any of these. Anybody who tells you to do that is just providing you guidance I wouldn't provide, right? Go to your PTACs. Part of their job is to help provide you with access to opportunities. They help you understand the opportunities you want to be looking for, and they set you up with tools and email alerts to identify or to read about those opportunities on a regular basis so that you can build your pipeline. You want to build relationships with subcontractors, like I mentioned, so that you can come in and bring your expertise. Let's say you paint. You can go to a construction company that's doing really well and say, hey, can I come in and subcontract as a painter or a plumber? In the IT world, it's the same thing. You go to somebody who's got a larger IT contract and say, we do cybersecurity really, really well. Can we get in there and subcontract? Well, you don't need any of these tools to make that happen. And so the free tools that are out there that are the best are USA Spending and DSBS. I used to recommend FBO. I thought FBO was a great tool, but ever since they moved it to sam.com, it's really just an incredibly hard tool to use. And it's just not worth your time. It's better for you to go work with a PTAX and have them set something up than to deal with Beta Sam if you can avoid it. But coming back to USA Spending, you can definitely look inside of USA Spending to find companies that are winning contracts, which will enable you to start identifying companies you might want to team with. And when you find them through USA Spending and you get their DUNS number, which you can easily get in there, their DUNS number, their cage code, just pop over to DSBS, the Dynamic Small Business Search Tool, type those two numbers in or one or the other in, and you'll get back the company's profile. One of the things you typically get back is the name, phone number, and email for the owner of that small business. And it doesn't matter if they're at 5 million or 20 million, they're still generally going to be the primary point of contact is the president/CEO, and who's generally the owner. So they're more likely to remember the position you're at. Okay, let me wrap this up on my recommendation with GovTribe. I think GovTribe's got a lot of great things about it from the data standpoint. It's really helpful for me when I'm searching Google for answers about opportunities. GovTribe's the one who's returning results. But I would hold off if I was you for at least the first $1 million. Get your first $1 million in revenue, start making some money before you start shelling it out for subscriptions like this. But if you're at that stage and you're moving forward, like I said at the beginning, this is the first tool that I would get myself. It's just a really good tool, and so I like it. And these guys don't pay me. None of these guys are paying me. I've been doing this long enough, though. I know what tools come up and help me, and I know which ones are just more promise and less results. So I hope you found it valuable. And if you did, others will too. Please give it a thumbs up so they can find it.